Hello, everybody. We are back again, the Big R Solution Sports Program. Today, I'm all by myself. The two guys are not here. Today, I have Ndate Vina Maphosa from Kaizer Chiefs. We all know Kaizer Chiefs is a very big team, not only in South Africa, in Africa as a whole. There is a joke, and Ndate Vina, you get this joke. It's a joke, but nice one. There is a joke that people were saying, Roberto Mancini was saying, I know a team called Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa, and their boss once visited us in Italy. And I'm told that there's another soccer team there, which is called Orlando Pirates. Then he said, I don't know that team. I thought it's a basketball team in America.
Yeah, no, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And I like practical jokes because obviously it sounds like as it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so as the Big R, we have a YouTube channel, as you can see. I also have a Facebook group and also a WhatsApp group. My WhatsApp group, you'll laugh. Chiefs supporters laughing at Chiefs, Pirates supporters laughing at Pirates. If you are short tempered, don't be part of that group. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy
No,
it.
that is the basis of sports. It doesn't need short temper.
Yeah,
Football, it's a game of billions for a reason. I mean, it's loved by all, and
yeah,
everybody wants to be in it just for laughing and stuff like that.
yeah. That was to introduce you, Bravin, so that we start on a relaxed note. My name is Sobri Boys Walfatsi from the Big R Solutions. And then viewers out there, I'm sure you want to know what's happening at Kaizer Chiefs. We know that this coming weekend, they're playing Maritzburg United. They have a very tough 5 games coming up. After that, on Wednesday, I think it's Amazulu. There's quite a number of games. So we have Vina Maphosa to tell us more, and then we appreciate. But prior to that, I would like Vina Maphosa to explain who's Vina Maphosa, where does it come from, when did he join Kaizer Chiefs, so that we understand very well. The platform is yours, Vina.
Oh, is that the reason why you called me to hijack me? I see. I see. I'm watching you.
Sure.
I'm watching you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I'm honored to be on your esteemed show. And as Kaizer Chiefs football, we like to obviously appreciate any platform that we get that is intended, to be a
I don't know the network there. Your internet. Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, let's try. As time goes on, I'm sure it will settle down because I think of the load shedding issues we really battling with stability of the network. Yes. But having said that, generally and in summary, I am Alphenus Maphosa. That's my real name. Vina, it's a nickname born out of my days playing football. I played football at amateur level, at school, high school level, at university level. I had an opportunity at some point to also play at a trials level, for teams, 2000 or no, but dangerous like easy and stuff like that. So you will at least have a chance to know that. And I had also a trial at Orlando Pirates at some point when Orlando Pirates was recruiting a lot of guys from Mabopane, Soshanguve, Wooden Malisel, and Brilekwane, and many other players that emanated from that side. So that is me on football side. And in terms of my work life, I am not a soccer person fully fledged like many people who only played football ended up working in football. I'm an electrical engineer by profession, I worked for South African breweries, and I did work as a lecturer at the Vaal University of Technology, and also went on to become part of the administration at director's level at the university for many years, about 13 years of it, until I landed in football. Through working as electrical engineering specialist and as administrator in education, I grew passion for football, and I got myself involved a lot in football in many ways. At commentary level, I got involved at participating and helping youth football and stuff like that. But as a public speaker, also talking a lot about the importance of sports at education level in particular, because education, that's where my passion has been for many years. So that's who I am, and I joined Kaizer Chiefs in 2012. That's when I landed at the same time when Stuart Baxter started working for Chiefs in his first stint. And during that time, Kaizer Chiefs received players like Bokotso Moleko, Bomulo Mwandao Matoho, and the cream of the crop of the 2010 World Cup was also still, new there, Bopagata, and later on came Botsepo Masilela. At that time, Shaba, Ye were still very, very hot. So that is my entry at Kaizer Chiefs, and it was a sweet one because for that 3 years, we saw, the best of Kaizer Chiefs in the last decade. You can say that because we managed to win 2 trophies, Nedbank and MTN8, and the Premiership. We got hold of 2 gold medals during that period of that glory days of the 3 years that we enjoyed with Stuart Baxter. So that has been it, and that's where we are now. And I'm being grateful. I mean, just so you know, and your audience may note, I mean, work for Kaizer Chiefs is one huge privilege. It is a dream. Players in South Africa, they grow up, wishing to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Exactly. And even today, we still receive a lot of that feedback. So that's where I am. And thank you very much for letting me express my little bit of profile on your show.
No, that was mouthful. It's very helpful. I'm sure you know Vezi, because I hear mentioning Mabopane and Brewer. You know Vezi?
Yeah, Vezi very well. I mean, Vezi, at the time when I worked for South African breweries, he was already at the senior level, championing areas in marketing, and he was a big guy. But very friendly, and whenever we meet, we still are very close friends.
He's still alive?
Yeah, versus the last time I had interaction with him, still looking good and fresh.
Pass my greetings to him. DJ Da Vinci. I used to play with him as a DJ at Cherries. I'm sure you know Cherries at Social.
Yeah, very well. And which one was that one?
Cherries nightclub. That's where I used to play with Vinny. And
yeah, social group. So yeah, you were not coming to Gemina.
Gemina, I went there. I went there for some time, and then and then I introduced Vinny to Christos, because myself and Christos have been very close from long time ago. Yeah.
Great stuff. So, no, great to hear that.
Your people like Dulamo, he passed on, Dulamo.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so I know that part of the world. Bravini,
no, great stuff.
Much. It was nice hearing from you, your background. Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is synonymous with trophies. That is why you guys are getting too much pressure now, because people are not used to Kaizer Chiefs struggling. Because, you know, when I was growing up, Chiefs would win 3, 4 trophies. It was a norm, all right? For them to win 1 or 2, it was underperformance. That was Kaizer Chiefs. You know, I would see Kaizer Chiefs in the class of Real Madrid. You know, Real Madrid in the class of, not Real Madrid only, in the class of Man United. And then in that team, there's too much pressure. So I understand you guys are coming from. And then moreover, they're not used to Chiefs not winning something. Now, this coming weekend, as I talk to you, you are playing Maritzburg United. What are the plans in terms of the technical stuff, and then any injuries, any updates, any cuts, and so on?
Yeah, we appreciate your reference to Kaizer Chiefs in its glorious form. We continue, of course, to endeavor to remain as big as you have explained. But let in one of your examples, you mentioned a team like Man United, and they had moments where they dominated it all. And if you think of it, they're struggling at the moment. And if you look at teams like Liverpool, they are doing well currently. But before this phase of doing well, they were struggling for over 20 years. They had never gotten a chance to lift it. So that's how football is. And if you think of Real Madrid, for example, if you go back to their records, of course, they've done well on the Champions League, but they've not as much as dominated the La Liga as you would have thought. But they've been there and they remain one of the biggest teams. So there I'm trying to explain how football works. It works in phases. You get your glory moments, you've got the phases of drought, but of course, what is great importance in that is that you continue, to march on, you continue to try to build on. As things stand now at Kaizer Chiefs, we are on ascendancy, as you have seen that we've roped in new players, very big players if you think of it. We've brought in a new technical team. And we are building for the next phase that is going to be very entertaining and appreciated by our supporters. Getting into the issue of trophies, yes, the pressure is there. And just to also highlight that when you talk about Kaizer Chiefs and you don't mention the issue of pressure, then you're not talking about Chiefs. Big teams come with pressure. And we know our status in football, and hence we trying our best to make sure that we bounce back. When you talk about our match, our next match is on Sunday at Harry Gwala Stadium in Maritzburg. It's 5:30 kickoff. As you would know that we're coming from the international break. Just before the international break, we did have a good win against Orlando Pirates. In derbies all over the world, if you win a derby, it lifts your morale and your mood in the camp. So the only glitch, of course, is that you want to play immediately after that win. You want to go to the next game, but we had 2 weeks of international break. So the players that have been away, Daniel Akpey was away, Kama Billiard was away, Njabulo Blom, Njabulo Ngobo, Bruce Vuma, Keegan Dolly were away. So when we prepared for Maritzburg, we had to make, obviously, work with the players that are not with the national teams. And you don't obviously get a complete picture of what you want to plan, because obviously you think of Keegan Dolly would be in the starting lineup on Sunday. You think of Kama Billiard will be on starting lineup, and Njabulo Ngobo and Njabulo Blom. So already you are -4 players that are typically of starting lineup caliber. So that is where we are. We came back on Thursday. The players reunited with the team after their international duty. And we had a training yesterday, full training. And the report cut out of that training was that all the players returning from the national team looked sharp. They didn't look like fatigued from travel and others from playing. So we are all good, and we are ready to go to Maritzburg. You know, Maritzburg has been a difficult trip for us for many years. Even during our best days, we always struggled there. And by the way, the strange part is that since I joined Kaizer Chiefs, when we played there, we always have a rain on match day. It rains on that day, so you always pack a raincoat.
What does the rain do? Does it bring luck?
Exactly. No, maybe it takes away our luck. You know, you pack a raincoat always when you go there. So, having said that, we of course have a couple of injuries. We still have Samir Norkovic, who's on the injury list, and then he's joined on the injury list by Sfiso Shanti. Chopper will be out for a couple of months with Achilles tendon. We hope Samir will be back in full train before Christmas. We suffered, as you know, at the start of the season. We had lots of players who were out in Gezana, Castro, Zuma, to mention but a few. But the good thing is that all those players are back. Lebo Manyama came in and out. All those players are back. But the only problem that I had from the technical team is that in terms of getting them back into the match fitness, it's a problem when you don't have a chance to play friendly matches as much as you can, because the season is already on a momentum. So I'm sure they are working out something there. We had a little practice match the other day against JDR. They are in the NFD in South Africa Championship. We played friendly, and all those players we are traveling tomorrow. We will be based in Durban, and we play in Maritzburg, and then we'll be back on Monday. So those are our plans for this particular matches. All systems go. We don't have any problem on the suspensions.
You know what? As you talk about Lebo Manyama, he reminds me, I'm sure you'll remember this player, Congo Malibane from Roca Swallows. Congo would miss so many goals and then save Swallows. Or Congo will miss so many goals and then Congo scored 3 goals, Swallows will win. So Lebo Manyama, I see him like
I know what you're talking about. I remember that era very well. Yeah. He was one of the players that I followed during those days of Epika Nkomo, Esimnini. You know, so was Chuluka at the with them, or
Chuluka Chuluka joined them. He joined Swallows.
He joined them.
He came via Swallows, but he never had a long stint with. With Congo.
No, man. I remember Chuluka at Swallows at some point, but
then he went to.
And now you're raising an important part, because I always questioned whether he played for Swallows or not. So it was brief. Thanks very much.
He came to Swallows are the ones who introduced him to professional football. And then you also mentioned Kikindoli. You know, I need to be honest here. I was one of those people I was asking my Chiefs, why are they buying Kikindoli? The guy hasn't done well in France. The guy's injury prone. You know, I doubted him, but hey, he has shut all of us our mouth there. He's doing quite well. I'm sure you guys are happy with his performance. You know, he's a threat, a serious threat all the time.
No, we knew. I mean, when we went to look for Dolly, when he was not playing Montpellier in France, we knew that it's going to be a risk and a challenge that we have to take because we knew his quality. And at that time, we knew what we were looking for. We wanted to fill up attacking midfield position. It's been dry there. If you recall, since Shaba left, we've struggled to get a player of that caliber who can be our marksman in terms of attacking from midfield. So we knew, based on our needs analysis, what we were looking for. And the best player that we could think of was Kigen Dolly, because also he was available and he loved playing for us. And one criteria that we use at Chiefs is that we want a player to also want to play for us. We don't want a player because he will be paid well and he'll be playing for a big team. No, it starts with a player wanting to play for us and showing keenness to it. So he was having all those hallmarks. From young age. He expresses that he's been following Chiefs and he's been a fan of Chiefs and always wished to play for us. So he came in, credit to him. He puts a shift, that guy. He works very hard in training. The report card from the coaching staff is satisfactory and excellent, professional. I mean, I can talk about it even from my point of view, working with him from the media PR side of work that we do with the players. He's one of the excellent cadre that you can point at the club. He's highly professional. Somebody said maybe it's because he's been exposed, to international level through Bafana, and he has lots of credits coming from his former club in South Africa, Sundowns rather. He has that French experience, so he comes with lots of quality. I mean, that guy, he's a marvel to watch, and I think where Maritzburg United is, they don't know where to hide, knowing that they have to face Kigen Dolly and Kamapili at the same time. It's I think coaches, wherever they are, who still have to face us, they're having sleepless nights. Those guys, their speed is at another level. Their counter-attacking is at another level. Their pressing game is at another level. And at this point, just strange enough, is that they are so hungry, and you can see in their faces that they want to. I looked at them watching training yesterday, and I said to myself, did Kamapili have to wait for Kigen Dolly, to be so sharp? He's at another level. He's at another level. Is that combination they showed at Ajax Cape Town many years ago?
Well, some people, there is this theory. You'll answer it if you want, or you can choose not to answer it. That Chiefs and Sundowns are at each other's throats. They always nab each other's players. Do you want to say something about that? We know that Brian at some point went to Sundowns. There's Chovy. There's this guy who's from Tembisa here. The young man, what's his name?
We've got a couple. I left back. Was it a right back?
No, he's in the middle of the park. He has joined some Mamelodi Sundowns. Now we see
Mido. Now you're talking about Mido, George Maluleka.
Yes. And now you see Kamapili and others, Cardoso.
It's a natural dynamic of football. There's two big teams in the country, and you're talking about big players. So big players would like to move to big teams. So, and the other big team you think of is Orlando Pirates, and it's forbidden for a player to move from Chiefs to Pirates.
Yeah,
so
there's only a rare occasion. It's a rare occasion.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion. Steven Mguni and others.
Jimmy Dow.
The last one was Dow, but in the olden days,
and 10-1.
Yeah, you mentioned 10-1, but I wanted to to give your audience the original floor crossing was by, who was that? Mguni, you remember? Mguni, his surname was Mguni.
Stimela.
Was it Stimela? Yeah, so that was the original floor crossing. And many other attempts of players.
And Shuffle Mkopane once joined Chiefs.
Also did, yeah.
And Big Boy Polwane.
Yeah, so those were traditional or original floor crossings between us rivals, which is not common. As you know, many others were aborted in the process. If you think of many other players who were rumored to be coming to Chiefs from Pirates, those moves never materialized. Yeah, so that is naturally it. That's a dynamic. Big teams, big players want to move from one big team to another. So it's a natural kind of dynamic, as I term it. There is no ill feeling or ill doing, but at some point, it has also connotations of technical, or tactical footballing. We term it tactical footballing in that it's disarmament of the opponent.
Yeah.
So it's used in war when there's battles. You disarm your opponent's hands up, take their ammunitions, and be able to attack. And the phases of disarmament in that art of war would be at the critical phase of the war. When you know that the opponent is about to win the league, then you disarm them. And hence, we ended up at that point losing the league that we were supposed to clinch easily, with 30 minutes left on the clock. So that's how it is, and it's football. We accept it, and I repeat again, that is why it's a game of billions. That's why people love it. It's got talking points all the time.
Yes. You know what? Very interesting. You are from Pretoria. I know people from Pretoria are very loyal. So they would either support Pretoria Kellys or Mamelodi Sundowns. Very rare people like you are at Kaizer Chiefs. And then I want to say, to add on what you said, that Keegan has always wanted to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Not only Keegan, the majority of players, even Benny McCarthy at some point, once indicated that his wish was to play for Kaizer Chiefs. It's not rare, many players, they've always wanted to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Well, Arthur Zwan, I know he was playing for Cosmos. I'm a Cosmos fan, and then I liked him since from then, but I knew that he always wanted to go to Kaizer Chiefs at some point. So it's not a rare occasion with Kaizer Chiefs players wanting to come to Kaizer Chiefs. That has been happening all the time. So in terms of Kune, what is the situation of Kune currently?
No, Kune he remains the club captain. Mm-hmm. He remains one of my key players at Chiefs. He's a senior. He's surpassed the record of seasons for playing for Chiefs, taking over from Mason Zweleng. He's so rest in peace. He is decorated player. He's won many trophies with us, individual as well as the club trophies. So he is in the goalkeeping team comprising of arguably the best team's goalkeeping setup in South Africa, where you find Kune, where you get Brendan Peterson, highly acclaimed and recommended by many, and coaches, as well as Bruce Ruma, as you've heard from the national team coach. He has not seen such a talent in many years. And you've got the Nigerian national team World Cup player, Daniel Akpeyi. So we've got a very healthy goalkeeping setup in our first team. And Itu is part of it. And you can go now to his social media handles. His showing his training of yesterday. I was looking at one now where he captioned it as eyes on the ball. So he is there, he's doing well. I'm sure the coaches know their plan as to when he'll play and the role he's playing. One area that the coach highlighted is that Itu and Daniel Akpey, because of their experience and their quality, they are using them a lot from the point of view of being seniors in the team. They are all dressing room players. They don't bring only playing. It's a pity when with the supporters, obviously, you only look at the end of the process when you see a player in the field. But there are many other things that happen behind the scenes, and E2 is playing a big role in that area. But at any time when selected, I think E2 will be ready.
You know, as you have just mentioned that, I heard you saying you were looking at his social media. Do you monitor the social media of the players as a team to see whether they maintain the brand?
Yeah, that's a bigger topic for another day when I'm not in a rush. I remember I'm traveling a day before the team, so I'm traveling now. So I will ask you to shelve some of the topics for another day. Okay. But now that you've asked it, look, we are a very big company. We are corporatized environment. We touch on all elements from governance to administration. We covering all grounds in terms of capacity building, including training of our staff, training of our team members in areas of media, social media being one of it. And then we all signatories to protocols instituted by the club and punishable when transgressed. And we assign a technical tool, a high caliber that monitors all our engagements in media. This particular interview will be captured and reported at the club. We've got a media intelligence system that sees every movement of our members in any media space at any time. So your question is that do we monitor? We monitor and we review and we correct and we punish and we sanction. We do fines, all sorts of allowed letters of making sure that the brand of Kaizer Chiefs remains intact and it's upheld at the highest value.
No, Bravini, in fact, people might think when we say you monitor, it's a bad thing. It's not from a negative perspective.
No, not at all.
It's important to monitor, especially when you deal with a brand like Kaizer Chiefs, associated with big brands. Any little thing may damage the brand. That's very, very important. It's not to spy on people, it's to check that everything is aligned. So I'm asking that question along those lines. Even their lives.
It's a very good question. Apologies for the sound of an aeroplane passing through. So we don't do it with intention of malice. No, it is a brand protection. This team comes a long way. We 52 years old now, and we now cannot let the guard down on diminishing or tainting this brand by behavior. So what we do is that we understand social media era is technology era. people have got freedom to engage and so forth, but we also want that to happen within the confines of ensuring that the brand is upheld at the highest value.
Yeah. Your sound has gone down a little bit. I don't know if you can come closer to the mic so that you can be audible enough. Bravina, we wish Kaizer Chiefs good luck. Like I said, Kaizer Chiefs is a big name. It was so pleasing to hear Samuel Eto'o saying he's one of his favorite players used to be Mdogis, Dr. Kumalo.
Now that is jersey number 15. Yeah, now you're talking about a top dog.
Yeah. So it was very pleasing. And then not long ago, I heard Sadio Mane on his social media platform saying once he wants to retire at Orlando Pirates. This is what we want to hear. Because I always argue and say we have a very sophisticated infrastructure in South Africa. And then not to say we are better, but on the basis of that, we should be the leading light in terms of football. And my argument has always been all these guys from Africa, before they can go anywhere, they should start here. Thereafter, they can go overseas. Because that market the country very well. So I was so pleased to hear that. Pass my greetings to Mdogis. I once, when I was growing up in Dube, they used to come and with his father to buy at my aunt's shop next to
lovely,
next to Dalionga.
Interesting.
So I knew him that time. You know, Bra Chris Ndaba's Nigo.
Yes.
He's my uncle.
Yes.
My uncle.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, you associated with great people there.
Yeah, doctor used to come there too, Yeah. So, it was very, very interesting to hear that. And then it was also good to hear that Jomo was honored outside South Africa by one of the countries in Africa. And not to say we are the best, but we want to lead in all respects.
No, definitely. Definitely.
I'm very proud of Kaizer Chiefs and keep up the good work. And then I wish you all the best. And like I say, I was very much encouraged when you agreed to our interview, because we are a small house growing, and then I really appreciate. But I must say, Kaizer Chiefs has always been good. Jessica Mtaung, while I was still at the Voice of Tembisa, she would agree to our interviews most of the time. I really appreciate that. I won't forget that. 10-111, we are very, very close, myself and him. And he used to come here, and then we talk quite a lot, myself and him. Bravina, thank you very much. Unless there's something that you want to share, but I want to engage you more so that you give us more information on Kaizer Chiefs, and then, if possible, if you can avail some of the players, and then we interview them. As I was saying earlier on, I should have started here, but I'm ending here. The big R, it's all about the financial company. We educate on finance, basically, because finance plays a major role in anything, all right? Now, while we do sports, there's a lot of money in sport. There's a lot of financial education that is required there, all right? So this is our purpose. We educate about finance. We help people who are over-indebted. We give financial product. We have membership that trains people about finance and business, and so that they're able to do things. At one point, I was training Shakes Mangoba Ngwenya's wife at SAA. Then the wife said, after the training, don't you think you need to train soccer players? Because they get a lot of money, but they don't know what to do. I said, we've been trying to do that. Peter Musimano once spoke to me. We're trying to do it with Sundowns. It could not move anywhere. But that's my passion, teaching about money, because money is everything. So thank you very much for agreeing to us. And then I normally say, I saw one of the players is in trouble. And I always argue and say, if a person has done a mistake, some people view it as negative, but mistakes build you.
No, big time.
If you take some lesson out of that mistake, you're going to come out being a stronger person.
Big time. That's true. I agree with you. The big R, thank you to you and your organization. I wish you all the best, and we'll touch base again. Continue doing the great job that you're doing.
Thank you, Bravini. Much appreciated.
Love and peace, my brother.
I'm a Kosi for life.
Hey, tada.
Yeah. My friend Chomani loves you guys.
No, that's a member of the family.
Yeah, because Chomani, to be honest, is the guy who discovered me.
Is it?
In 2001. In 2002, I spent the whole year, giving financial education on his program. So now today, everybody's using me, Lisedi, Likwala Kwala, Ikwekwezi, but he started with Chomani. So we still talk even today.
Oh, that's great one. That's my man. I still engage him as well. So you have yourself a great weekend, and we'll touch base again.
Good luck, Bravini.
Sharp leadership, brother.
Thank you.